One of the biggest questions for Texas A&M as they entered spring and fall camp was who would replace All-American Von Miller. Well, for Calleb Russell, this victory is very special and so unique.
He has a tremendous burst off the line of scrimmage. He's using his hands extremely well, and he's very difficult when he's playing over a tight end. He causes our tight ends a lot of havoc because he's so strong. And he still has a ways to go as a football player, but he's made so much progress, it's not even funny how far he's come.
Russell was a walk-on, and he explains his recruiting process.
I started in high school about my junior year. Like my brother was here. He came here before me, and that's pretty much how I got really involved. I used to come to all the games, and just seeing the tradition, the 12-man tradition, the whole family orientation of like everything about Texas A&M just kind of drew me to it. And going through football, like we didn't really know all the recruiting process because my brother had gone through it a little bit, and it was my turn, and we didn't really have that foot in the door yet of how everything works, you know. And so I'd be going to camps and all these things, but we had been told that we should hire like a recruiting agency or a recruiting guy. And so we paid this guy a lot of money my junior year, which now they're recruiting freshmen, sophomores. But I gave him a ton of money my junior year, and like I started trying to make a film, and all of a sudden, like he bailed on us he took off and run with it. And so it was like, oh, okay, well then, like my coaches in high school didn't really help at all. They didn't know any process really. They didn't really help me at all anyway. So I had to go, and we were putting all my film together, putting all my tape, and trying to get everything ready and set. And meanwhile, I had some, like, I guess coaches kind of backdoor me, like to some of these players, like some of these teams, just because I guess they didn't. I don't know, but going through that whole process, I was putting all my stuff together, and then I went to SMU the summer of my senior year, and they offered me at SMU with Coach Bennett, and Air Force had offered me. Air Force said, come on, and they'd offered me there. Louisiana Monroe, Louisiana Lafayette had offered me, but Lafayette took off. Like I guess they over-recruited the University of Mexico, so I had 5 offers. The University of Mexico offered, and then they took off on me because they said they were recruited too. And so I'm sitting there, I'm just like doing everything I can, going to these camps, like what everyone says to do, going to these camps. Like I'm doing good on the field. I was a tight end at the time. Like I didn't ever drop a ball. I caught. I made 15, 20 yards of carry. I felt like I was good, like better than a lot of the guys that I'd gone to camp against, like all these different camps. And coming to A&M with Coach Franchione's staff, I did their camp, and afterwards, one of the coaches came up and he said, you know, I think we have a real good feeling about you. So, and he had pretty much kind of had in my mind. He told me that we're on the verge of giving you an offer. I was kind of thinking I was about to get offered by A&M, and so then all of a sudden they left, and they took like I don't know what happened. I was waiting. They left, and all the new coaches came in, and from my understanding, they didn't have. I guess they took all my stuff. They took all the film, everything, and so the new coaches had no idea who I was, and so that kind of put me on the back burner with that too. And so I just putting my kind of trust in some of these agencies, you know, taking the money from me. Coach is saying I can't do it. My head coach was saying, like, you might as well go. You probably need to go to a small school like Louisiana Monroe, where I mean you'll play for sure. I mean I just don't think you'll be able to make it, and because you're being a walk-on, you won't be able to make it. And that right there, whenever someone tells me I can't do something, just lights a fire in me, because that's how I've always been. And just going through that, just trusting the Lord. That's my main focus, just giving it to the Lord. Whatever He draws me to do, I'm gonna do it with all I have and leave it all out there. But it came down I decided I wasn't going to go to the schools. Mexico left. SMU, Coach Bennett got fired, and the new Coach Jones came in. And my understanding, he was going to probably have me as like a lineman or something. So I went to Air Force, and it was I remember I was in the hotel room that they put us in with my parents. And I was just looking out the mountains, and I was sitting there just. And I told my parents, I was like, I'm going to Air Force just because they offered me there, and either be a walk-on at A&M or get Air Force. So I had in my mind that I was like, I'm going to go to Air Force, and so I decided that then. But then, like, I prayed about it. I sat there for a while. At the last minute, I was just like, you know what? Like, I can do this. Like, I can do it. And I think this is where the Lord's leading me to go. And I felt this draw here. I mean, when you come here, you can't. It's like you can't leave. And so I decided not to go to Air Force. I came down. I was talking to Coach Cassidy. I was sitting in his room. I remember that. And he was like, you know, it's not going to be easy. It ain't going to be easy. And I was like, I understand that. Nothing's really been easy in the sport world. But it's just like, I know coming here, I was pretty hot-tempered. Like I remember Coach Sherman. He said I'd just chase like a car, like a dog or something. I remember, like I come in, I was real heated. Like I was real hot, and just wanting to prove myself, and wanting to, I guess I kind of just tried to overdo it all the time, just so I could show them. But coming here, it was a blessing in itself, just because I got to, like, I've experienced the walk-on side. I've experienced how to treat people, how not to treat people. Like it's just, I've been able to help younger kids and show them and direct them in ways that, like, they've had questions, and I say, hey, look, this is what I've been through. So I wouldn't trade it for anything. Like I wouldn't trade what I've been through. Like it's your life. Whatever you go through is how it's what you go through, and you can use that to your benefit, or you can think down on it.
Being told no, he could not do it, pushed Russell even harder, gave him a drive inside to show that he could do it. When he put his mind to something, he could do it. And then he left the rest up to the Lord, and now Texas A&M has offered him a scholarship.
We had a team meeting, and he was like, coaches, we have a meeting right after this, see me, and Calleb Russell see me in like my office. And I was just like, all right. I'm sitting there in the team meeting, and I go downstairs, I meet him, and I thought I was going to meet with all the coaches or something about, maybe, I was thinking, because I guess they're having a big conversation about the 12th man and starting and them voting, and they don't know what to do, and people are saying you're not going to wear it, and people are saying you are going to wear it. And I was just like, dang, I really want to wear that 12th man, just because, like, that's what the kid dreams of, you know, going to A&M, you dream of wearing that number. And Coach Sherman brought me into that side office in his room. And we sat down, and he looked at me, asked me how I was doing, because I'd been sick for a couple of days, and he said how I was doing. I was like, you know, I'm doing good, Coach. I'm doing pretty good. And he said, having a good camp? And I said, yes, sir. I feel like I have a pretty good camp. And then all of a sudden he was just, well, I think I decided to put you on scholarship. And right when he said that, I was just, what? Like just kind of looked down for a second, and I was just like that shock. And he said, yeah, hopefully that'll kind of relieve some little gutness in your stomach of the whole issue. And I was just like, I said, just thank you, and like that, no idea how much this means. And we stood up, and he went to shake my hand, but I just went over there and just gave him a big hug, you know. And he was like, I'm proud of you. I'm glad to give it to you. And I said, it doesn't stop here. We got to keep, just because I'm on scholarship, we got to keep improving and keep doing what I can. But that's how it happened. And I just kind of started walking down the hallway, and just kind of in shock, because you know, coming on as a walk-on, you're just told all all this stuff about. I mean, you're lower than normal, but that the coaches eventually, I mean, they tell you that you're not, and they treat you like you're not, and that's what's good. But that's pretty much how it came about.